Hi, I'm Jamie Green, and on behalf of the Allen Motor Group, I'd like to welcome you to this video. And today, we're out with this, the new Kia e-Niro. I'm going to explain to you today why this car is a multiple award-winning electric car bound for the future. So without further ado, let's have a look round the e-Niro. The e-Niro comes in three specifications. Firstly, you have the two, starting at £29,595. It comes with Kia's 8-inch touchscreen, reversing camera, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and a 180-mile range. Next up is a 3, starting from £33,850. This comes with Kia's 10.25-inch touchscreen, heated front and rear seats, wireless charging, and a 280-mile range. And finally we have the 4 Plus, which comes in at £36,145. It comes with the 8-speaker JBL sound system, ventilated seats, and blind spot cross-traffic information system. All prices I've quoted to you this afternoon include the government's £3,000 electric car grant. Now let's talk about styling for the new e-Niro. The Niro comes in silky silver as standard, but for £585 you can have it in midnight black, the absolutely beautiful white pearl we have today, yacht blue, or interstellar grey. The e-Niro features some design changes over the regular Niro and the hybrid system. First of which and foremost is there's no grille. It's just a solid bit of bodywork which helps for the airflow up the car. As you can follow me now, we're going to show you the windscreen wipers have also been designed with a shape to maximise airflow, as have the wing view mirrors. Think of a shadow trying to hold on. It's not going to be able to do it, it's going to slip right off, which is just going to maximise your range, included with the stripe down the side as well. Even the alloys on the e-Niro have been designed with aerodynamics in mind, with a really severe low drag setup with hardly any holes in them. Again, maximising efficiency and range of the battery pack. Another thing you'll notice on the e-Niro over its younger brothers, the hybrid and the petrol version, are these blue accents around the fogs and around the lower grille. They're most predominant on the white pearl paintwork, and they're also around the back, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is just a testament to its electric future. And now we look at the more generalised styling, which we're going to start with the headlights. They're really angular and they flow nicely into the side fender, making it look really aggressive. Coming to the side of the e-Niro, it is a bit more of a simplistic design with just one simple flare down the bottom here. It's very smooth, just to allow that airflow to roll down the body into the back, which I'm going to show you now. As we look around the back of the e-Niro, first of all, straight away, the blue accents around the rear fog lights, and then you've got these really high set LED rear lights which integrate beautifully into the rear screen and the boot. The car is very simplistic from the back with this rear spoiler as well. It is quite a handsome looking car. Now let's look at the interior styling of the e-Niro, and you'll notice straight away it's made of some nice gloss plastics and durable plastics which are vinyl as well. As we look round, you'll see it's got a lovely big steering wheel which makes for comfortable driving, a lovely centre dash console which is set as before, integrated wonderfully into the gloss black, which flows round here as well. As we look down, you can see the centre layout just in front of the centre console and the cubby hole with the gear selector. Now there is no gearbox in an electric car, just drive mode, so I can select reverse, neutral, drive or park. The two buttons either side you can see are the seat heaters, the mode selector, parking sensors and heated steering wheel, as well as the parking brake, all set really nicely. As you can see, the Kia is set up beautifully and very simplistic, making it easy to use. Quick look at the seats as well, they are 100% leather, kitted out with a lovely white piping up the sides and down the sills. They have full lumbar support, and the driver's seat on the 4 Plus is 8-way adjustable. They are extremely soft and extremely comfortable, which making for long journeys in e-Niro a pleasant experience. I just want to show you the touchscreen again because it is very clever. If you press the radio screen, you can get your radio system and you can select your channels here, which I'm just going to turn back off. We return to home and go to the satellite navigation system. A very simple, and it's very responsive to touch. On the side, your battery information, which you can minimise with the tab, but I like to have it open just because it shows you what I'm doing. And it even searches for the local stations nearest to me. If we go back to the home screen and select the electric vehicle menu, you can see the Eco Driving tab, which shows me how many pounds of CO2 I've saved on my journey today. My journey history, so for yesterday I drove 48 miles with 25 miles and a 24-mile journey, and you can see previous journeys in this car as well. And the charge management system we mentioned earlier, as well as the range show. Now I'm going to talk about the practicality of the e-Niro, and it comes with several futuristic features, the first of which is what we call regenerative braking. This system has 4 settings which you change with the chrome paddles on the back of the steering wheel, which I'll show you later. As you click through the modes, the kinetic energy from the front wheels is transferred into electrical energy, which is put back into the battery. This isn't going to charge the battery forever, and you probably get a mile, half a mile out of a full kinetic stop. When you hit about 12 miles an hour, you'll need to apply the full brakes to stop the car. This does, however, reduce brake wear and harmful brake dust being released into the atmosphere. Next up comes a smart cruise control system, which is controlled by the radar guidance in the centre console behind the rear view mirror. The smart cruise control, you set a speed up on it, it will follow the car in front, maintaining the same gap. If the car in front brakes, the e-Niro will brake, and if the car in front speeds up, the e-Niro will speed up to the set speed. It will even bring the car to a full safe stop if you hit traffic. Next up we have the forward collision assist, which you find on a lot of cars nowadays, but on the e-Niro is just as clever. This little black box in the centre of the lower grille, it detects the cars in front. If it detects that a collision is going to happen, you'll receive an audible warning in the cabin and an alert on the dashboard. If you don't react to this, the car will apply its brakes fully to avoid a crash. The e-Niro is also fitted with lane keep and lane follow assist, which centre it to the lane that it's in. It also starts and stops the car in traffic, meaning that the traffic process is much simpler when you're in this car. Interior storage on the e-Niro isn't that bad either, with medium-sized cubby holes on the side, both the front doors, and a cup holder in both the rear doors. As we look inside, you'll see we've got this massive expanse of space underneath the gear selector where it's been raised. You also have a storage compartment in the middle, just set in front of the centre console. However, this compartment doubles up as a cup holder when you press this button here. As we look into the back of the e-Niro, you'll notice on the back of both seats are these rather large nets for a bit of storage for rear passengers. Also, the seats fit to my driving position, and as you heard from me before, I'm 6 foot tall and I've got plenty of room in the back of this car. It really is a car for a large family. When you consider the battery pack is underneath the bootload floor, it really has got a large boot of 451 litres with the seats up and 1,405 with the seats down. All you got to do is pull these 2 levers, give the seat a push, and they fold 60-40, meaning getting larger objects into the back is an easy chore with no bootload. If you come and look now, underneath the bootload floor is storage for your charging cables as well. One criticism over the years that electric cars have had is that they are virtually silent, only making tyre noise on the road, meaning they're potentially dangerous to pedestrians. Kia have overcome this with a system called VES, Virtual Engine Sound System. It emits a space-age moan from the front of the car which alerts pedestrians to its presence and sounds amazing, as you're going to hear just now. Let's talk about charging times for the e-Niro. It's charged via this socket at the front of the car, which is behind where the grille used to be. When we talk about charging, you can charge it from a conventional 3-pin plug, which will take 29 hours from empty, or if you have a home charging point, will take 9 hours and 50 minutes with a 7.2 kilowatt charge. You can have one of these fitted from Kia. It costs around £450, including the £350 government OLEV grant. The e-Niro is also fit for the future with its rapid charging capabilities. This car can be charged from a public 50 kilowatt charger and can have a full 80% charge in 1 hour 15 minutes. Or if you use a 100 kilowatt charger, just 54 minutes to an 80% charge. E-Niro, we're going to quickly talk about connectivity. And here under the dash we have one USB charger, a second which is hidden behind a flap, one 12 volt connector here, and if we look into the center console, you'll notice one more USB socket. It is worth mentioning in the rear there is no connectivity system. Here we have Kia's digital dashboard setup, which we can see several different systems, from the energy flow of the battery, how economical you've been with the driving, your information of how far you've driven in a day and how long it's taken, plus the car's average miles per kilowatt hour, and your accumulated information. And if we can move across, we've even got a compass, lane keep information, and your generalized settings. As you can see right now, I've got almost a full charge and I've got 238 miles left on the range. It is worth mentioning that I've got the heaters set quite high, and this will reduce the car's overall range. I'm just going to show you quite a nifty little feature on this beautiful 10.25 inch touchscreen, which is wonderfully integrated into the dashboard. Under the electric vehicle settings, you see the charge information, how much CO2 you've saved today, the preheat system, which will preheat the cabin if the car's plugged in from a set time you tell it to. And if I just press this screen here, you see a lovely blue and white ring, and this indicates where you can get to on the current charge. As you can see, I can get to 95% of England, most of Wales, with the charge that I've still got left in this car. And on the side here, it's even giving me directions to the closest charging station. Power in an electric car is phenomenally delivered, and it is an immediate response, as I'll speak to you about shortly, with a small warning if you're ever going to go and drive one. Now, I'm sitting about 10% throttle, and I'm going to put to about 30, and you're going to see the response. It's absolutely immediate and throws you back into your seat. It is absolutely brilliant, but it does catch you out occasionally, and you hear there just a tiny bit of wheel slip on the road, as it is a bit damp today, so I need to behave myself. The ride on the e-Niro is surprisingly smooth and soft. Now, the reason I say this is surprising is because the car weighs 1.8 tonnes, of which just under half a tonne of that is the battery pack in the rear. Manufacturers have to compensate this by fitting stiff suspension and shock absorbers to counteract that. However, in e-Niro, Kia have set it up so that it is incredibly smooth and incredibly comfortable. I'm driving along now, there's no real bumps in the road. Going over this speed bump, hardly felt it. It's incredible and uncanny. It's weird. You have to get used to the lack of noise in the car, and I'm having to adjust my voice because I'm still not used to filming in an electric car. You simply have tyre noise and wind noise on the outside, and it is so strange. After years of driving fossil fuel powered cars, I'm in awe that it's so silent. I really wasn't expecting it to be this quiet. The e-Niro has an incredibly quick steering column, and it's very light as well, with hardly any effort required to make it move. This makes the Niro a very pointy car and very easy to control, with absolutely no body roll when you go into the corners. It just points and accelerates out so comfortably. And combine that with these lovely seats with the brilliant support on the side and the bottom, I really can't fault the way Kia have designed the handling of this car. The e-Niro has 4 driving modes. Now, when you start the car up, it will be in eco mode, and it feels pretty good. It's got quite a sharp throttle response, but it's much softer than the other modes to help you maintain that range. When you press the button in the middle, you can switch into normal mode, which sharpens your throttle response, giving you a more average kind of petrol field drive. But you do lose a little bit of mileage on range, which is automatically updated for you in the centre console, which I think is brilliant. If I press the button again, I'll drop it into sport mode, and this absolutely makes the car electrifying, and yes, pun intended, electrifyingly fast, as I'll demonstrate now, which I'm kind of scared. It's hard to comprehend how a car that weighs nearly 2 tonnes can be that quick and that immediate. Finally, we're going to press hold the drive mode button, which will put the car into Eco Plus mode, which further reduces the throttle response on Eco and limits the car to 60 miles an hour, but does give you an extra 15 mile sort of range. So if you do find you're a little bit further from a filling station, you do need to go into Eco Plus mode just to preserve your range to get you there. But with 280 miles on tap from full, it's like running a petrol car. You're going to start looking for a station when you hit around 50-60 miles left in the tank. But if you need that little bit more, press and hold the button and go into Eco Plus. As I mentioned before, the e-Niro is a multiple award-winning car, winning What Car's Car of the Year 2019, making it the first electric car ever to do so. It also won What Car's Small Electric Car of the Year worth more than £35,000 2020 and Car Buyer's Car of the Year 2020. As with all Kias, the e-Niro is no exception to Kia's 7-year, 100,000 mile warranty, which is leading the way for car manufacturers. It's hard to work out charging costs of an electric car. However, On average, the e-Niro will cost around £8.30 from a home charging unit and upwards of £16 from a public charging unit, which for 282 miles makes it far cheaper than the equivalent petrol car, showing the future is electric. The e-Niro is also available with 3 years free servicing when purchased with Kia's E Plus financial package. The e-Niro is a very safe car as well, with a Euro NCAP 5-star safety rating with a 91% adult protection rating and 80% child occupant. It's now worth a quick warning about an electric car, including the e-Niro. If you press the throttle on the electric car, the power delivery is immediate with no torque delay, and the torque these cars deliver is huge. The e-Niro weighs 1.8 tonnes and will accelerate from 0 to 60 in 7.6 seconds, which is faster than a Fiesta ST. And there you have it, Kia's e-Niro. Look what we're building in 2020. With just 9 short years until the ban on new petrol and diesel cars goes live in 2030, it's easy to see why the future is green, why the future is electric, and Kia are spearheading the charge with this beautiful car. I've been Jamie Green on behalf of the Allen Motor Group. If you'd like more information on this car, contact your local Allen Motor Group dealer for more information. Till next time, goodbye.